Our next topic is proactive quality management. I want to start with a question. Let's say you're producing a product, you're producing cars, and how much defect rate are you willing to tolerate in your products? Are you willing to tolerate some level of defects, or are you targeting 100% defect rate? To answer this, there is the traditional viewpoint and there is the current viewpoint. The traditional viewpoint is we should be able to tolerate some level of defect. And the current viewpoint is that any defect is expensive, so we should target 100% defect free. So let's talk about the details. The defect rate is related to the cost of quality. Let's find the relationship between the cost of quality and the defect rate. The x-axis is the level of quality. This is 0% of products are good, and here 100% of our products are good. The y-axis is the total cost of quality. We have four types of costs: the prevention cost, the appraisal cost, the internal failure cost, and the external failure cost. And the sum of all of these is the total cost of quality. So let's think about the cost of prevention. As the level of quality goes up, the cost of prevention goes up. How about the cost of appraisal? To achieve high quality, we need to spend more and more money in inspection. So the cost of appraisal goes up too. So the cost of prevention and the cost of appraisal go up as the level of quality goes from here to here. Next, how about the cost of internal failure and external failure? So as you go from here to here, we have more failed products. So the cost of internal failure goes up, and likewise, the cost of external failure goes up. So here are the costs of failures. And what's the total cost of quality? It's the sum of all the costs. So if you add these two graphs, you have something like this. This is the total cost of quality. And our goal is to find the level of quality that has the minimum cost of quality. So the minimum cost of quality is right somewhere here. And to achieve this, you need to maintain this level of quality. This is the ideal level of quality. This is the ideal level of defect. So it's telling us that we need to live with some level of defect to achieve the minimum cost of quality. That was the traditional viewpoint. Prior to the 1950s, people thought to reduce the total cost, we need to live with some level of defect. Now people have a different idea. We found that we need some adjustments to the model. First, costs of poor quality are underestimated. And let's say we have an external failure. Our customers received defective products. They request a refund. They don't buy our products anymore. And they write bad reviews on the internet. So we lose potential customers. So the cost of all of these are underestimated, and it's much more than what we expected. And second, the benefits of prevention costs are unrecognized. By preventing any failures, we are saving much more money than we expected. So let's incorporate these into our method. Again, the x-axis is the level of quality. The y-axis is the total cost of quality. So let's think about the cost of prevention and appraisal. As you go from here to here, we have less defects. To have less defects, we need to spend more and more money to prevent defects and inspect our products. So the cost of prevention and the cost of appraisal go up. How about the failure costs? As you go from here to here, we have more and more defects. So the cost of failure will go up, and they will go up very fast. And because the cost of failure was underestimated before, it should be much higher than we thought it would be. So the total cost of quality, the sum of these two, looks like this. So what's the minimum of the total cost of quality? It's somewhere here, and to achieve this minimum cost, we have to maintain this level of quality. So this level of quality is much closer to 100%. So this is now the ideal defect rate is close to 0. So this is the current viewpoint. The new perspective is that every defect is expensive, and prevention of defects lowers costs. And defects need to be minimized as much as possible. And this has changed the buyer and seller relationship. Traditionally, when selecting suppliers, we focused on the price, and the competition was the main tool. Since we can tolerate some defects, there were many qualified suppliers who can satisfy our specifications. So we can switch from one supplier to another whenever a better price is possible. But currently, people are looking for high quality suppliers, and it's very hard to find high quality suppliers. So the current viewpoint is single sourcing is better, and suppliers are considered as partners, not as subsidiaries.